Next on News Center 6 tonight, a man convicted of gunning down his teenage wife wants another trial. We'll have the latest.
A new FDA ruling on patient restraints has some people wondering if it'll do any good.
And one of basketball's biggest names is moving on.
Those stories and more coming up next.
Stay with us.
It seemed like an open and shut case.
I shot my stepmother!
But it was just the beginning.
Linda was my sister!
He collected almost $1 million in insurance on his dead wife.
The shocking true story of two teenage girls and the father who drove them to a deadly sin.
Prove to me that you love me.
Love, Lies, and Murder, NBC Sunday.
For once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me. Not like it's hurt me before. For once, I have something I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. For once, I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. Long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me.
Up later with Jerry Seinfeld.
I think this would be really good for you.
Grayson, I can't explain it. You're kind of in a limbo zone. Time's different, speed's different. Everything works different. It sounds totally cosmic. It's out there somewhere. It's out there somewhere.
Kyle Petty and Mellow Yellow. There's nothing mellow about him.
So how do you like this new car? I love it. It's great. It's new. But tell me what it's going to be like years from now. Tell me like a Subaru Legacy, it has a horizontally opposed engine that can rack up the miles, that it offers anti-lock brakes like a Legacy so my new car can become an old car. Tell me. Give me names. A name like Bill Sandstrom who's driven his Subaru 330,000 miles. Stop talking news. Start talking sense. Tell me I got the money. I want to know what to drive.
Driving a new Subaru Legacy has never been easier. See your Subaru dealer today.
The closed captioning of News Center 6 is underwritten by ENT Hearing Services, Robert B. Miller, M.D. Covering the two Virginias, this is WVVA Television 6. And now live from WVVA, Barrett Van, Loretta Budd, Stan Sweet's weather, and Woody Morgan with sports. This is News Center 6 tonight.
Good evening. A man convicted of killing his teenage wife wants an appeal.
Michael Eugene Neal is asking the state Supreme Court to hear his case. Neal was convicted of first-degree murder in January for killing his wife, Tammy Neal of Mercer County, who was trying to divorce him. But Neal claims a sheriff's official illegally searched his vehicle when he recovered a pistol allegedly used in the Bluefield shooting. Officers apparently searched his truck without a search warrant. Police officers are allowed to search vehicles when they believe their safety is endangered, but Neal's petition claims he was in jail at the time of the search. He also claims he shouldn't have been convicted of first-degree murder because the shooting wasn't premeditated. An Ohio woman who stole credit cards from a dead man at the state medical examiner's office in Charleston won't be going to jail. Carmen Badillo was given 3 years probation after pleading guilty in March to 7 counts of credit card fraud. But prosecutors dismissed 15 similar charges against Badillo because she agreed to testify against 2 others charged in the same crimes.
A local doctor who takes care of nursing home patients is skeptical of a new ruling by the Food and Drug Administration. The FDA ruling says manufacturers of patient restraints must print a special label on the devices. Federal law says restraints are to be used for patients who have special medical needs. Restraints are not to be used for the convenience of nursing home or hospital staff members in treating patients. Dr. Mariana Castronakis works for the Food and Drug Administration.
The FDA believes that patient restraints should be used with much caution, and there's currently a lot of misuse of restraints.
The FDA says that in nursing homes and hospitals across the country, more than 500,000 Americans are restrained every day. Every year. That's why the FDA is now requiring manufacturers to label restraints prescription only. The medical director for Westwood Healthcare Center in Bluefield, Virginia says the ruling probably won't help much as far as patient safety.
I'm not sure it's going to make a major impact, because the key point is you've got to be at a facility where the physician cares what's going on, the nursing staff cares, and they listen to what the family and the patient want to do.
Dr. William Harden says good hospitals and nursing homes are already using restraints only under physician's orders, while problem facilities will likely continue misusing restraints. The labeling change does give the law more teeth, though, taking some of the decision-making load off the nurses while holding doctors more accountable for the use of restraints. If you have questions about which long-term care facility is best for you or a family member, contact the State Department of Health and Human Resources.
Well, Stan's next with tonight's weather headlines.
How's the forecast so far, Stan?
So far, it looks pretty good for tonight, folks, because we're not calling for any special action. But boy, tomorrow, that's another thing. All right, let's take a look at our next 18 hours here. Tonight, only partly cloudy skies up there. It's cleared up nicely there. Low expected for most of us around 62 degrees, with the south winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. But tomorrow, folks, showers and thunderstorms likely. I can't tell you when they'll start exactly. High getting up to around 82 degrees, though, with those southwest winds 10 to 20 miles an hour.
Still to come, Boris Yeltsin and President Bush sign an agreement to limit long-range nuclear arms.
That story and more coming up.
In the real world, the genuine article almost never goes on sale. But when it does, everybody notices. Your Chrysler Plymouth dealers proudly announce Chrysler's first national minivan sale. Plymouth Voyager and Chrysler Town & Country both offer a $500 rebate, plus up to an additional $1,600 cash back on popular family options like sunscreen glass, anti-lock brakes, or built-in child seats. The genuine article is now on sale. Real advantages for the real world, only at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
Where does the time go? I mean, just a minute ago, he was a kid.
This is a good
And now he's married and has a kid of his own. Grandpa, took me a while to get used to that. But I like it.
All week through Friday, AT&T out-of-state calls are just 11 cents a minute from 5 to 11 p.m.
Son, listen. Enjoy your kids while you can.
This is a good time to talk.
Because they sure grow up fast.
What's the difference between my four-door Blazer and a Ford Explorer?
Both have similar equipment packages. The Chevy difference is a larger 4.3-liter V6. But what's the big difference?
I'll tell you the difference. $2,500 savings. I took my savings on my Blazer and bought a fishing boat. Now that's what I call a real value option package. Nobody wants your business more than your United Chevy dealers. Nobody.
A Virginia woman's perjury trial in Tazewell County could help solve the Pocahontas triple murder case. Sherry Howe is accused of lying when she testified during the Davis family murder trial last September. And now a judge has ruled that other testimony in that trial can be used in Howe's case. News Center 6's Kevin McGraw reports.
Would it be... Commonwealth's attorney Mike Dennis is the man who will prosecute Sherry Howell for perjury. Howell was the key alibi witness for Pete Church, who during the murder trial of Sam Ely was implicated in the killings by a number of witnesses. A judge ruled yesterday that statements concerning Pete Church during the original trial can be used as evidence in Howell's upcoming perjury trial. Why was Sherry Howell brought up? Is it for other reasons regarding the Davis case?
The only thing I can tell you at this time is that Sherry Howell was charged with an allegation of perjury, and the Commonwealth is relying on the testimony and evidence she testified to in regard to the Samuel Ely trial.
The key to Mike Dennis's prosecution of Sherry Howell lies in this room. It is the records vault at the Tazewell County Courthouse, and in this room are court documents dating back to 1799. But it's one case in particular that Dennis is interested in, and that is this case, the Sam Ely murder trial. In particular, Sherry Howell's testimony under oath. During the trial, at least 6 witnesses said Pete Church was involved in the killings. But in Howell's sworn testimony, she said, quote, "We was in West Virginia the whole time." Defense attorney Tom Scott: "Never came back into Pocahontas?" Howell: "Never did." And this exchange between prosecutor Tom Bowen and Howell: "Bowen, I want you to understand that perjury carries up to 10 years in the penitentiary. Are you aware of that?" Howell: "No." Pete Church was never interviewed and never indicted in connection to the murders, and he recently proclaimed his innocence in the killings. But he says he knows who was involved. Meanwhile, he remains in jail on an unrelated murder charge. In Tazewell, Kevin McGraw, News Center 6.
Howard Earhart could be called to the stand tomorrow in a money laundering trial involving his former sales manager at his car dealership. As Samantha Cozy reports, today's testimony centered around a tape recording of an alleged trade of drug money for cars.
Thomas Bell, a former car salesman for Howard Earhart's Incorporated, maintained his innocence today as day 2 of his trial got underway. Bell is charged with 2 counts of money laundering. He was allegedly part of a scheme to sell cars for cash believed to be from drug deals and not to report the sale to the Internal Revenue Service. Today, the jury heard the tape recording of an alleged transaction in February of last year involving 2 undercover officers, Bell and the former vice president of the dealership, Houston Earhart. A similar sale involving new and used cars allegedly took place in March of 1991. In the recording of the first sale, Houston Earhart is heard saying, quote, "I think for every $10,000, it's got to be reported." And then Bell responded by saying, "Well, that's where we just covered that. Now, on the receipt, I'm going to write it by check. He will pay me cash for it. I will write it as an accumulation." This transaction involved the sale of a Pontiac Bonneville to an undercover state trooper for $17,905. A videotape deposition from another undercover officer was also brought into court. The trial today wasn't without problems. The attorneys spent more time in recess than they did in litigation. The trial will resume tomorrow with more testimony. In Beckley, Samantha Cozy, News Center 6.
A plane crash 2 years ago in the mountains of McDowell County could have been avoided if the pilot hadn't taken so many chances. That's according to federal authorities who finally completed their investigation. News Center 6's Sherry Haig reports.
The wreckage of Welch attorney Tom C.'s plane was found scattered along the side of a mountain near Anawalt on the night of May 30th, 1990, nearly 24 hours after it was seen taking off from the Bluefield Airport. C. and his 3 passengers, J.J. Allen, Pete Prater, and Jennifer Davis, were killed on impact. But the National Transportation Safety Board says the crash and the flight itself should have never taken place. C. and his passengers were on their way home on the night of May 29th from a trip to Myrtle Beach. C. landed in Bluefield to refuel for the last leg of the flight to Welch. During the stop, he asked for a weather briefing. It was overcast in the area and had been raining. According to the NTSB's final report, the pilot was told by an air traffic controller that VFR flight was not recommended between Bluefield and Welch. Despite the warning, C took off shortly after and was again reminded that weather conditions were less than ideal. 12 minutes later, C's plane crashed into the side of Peel Chestnut Mountain. The plane missed the top of the mountain by about 100 feet. Sherry Haig, News Center 6.
NTSB officials are also pointing the finger at a couple of other factors. They say the plane was nearly 75 pounds over the limit. Authorities say the pilot did not file a flight plan for the trip from Bluefield to Welch.
A rock slide on Interstate 64 leaves 2 people hospitalized tonight in Moorhead, Kentucky. Authorities say a state trooper collided with a tractor trailer that had overturned after hitting the rock slide. The officer, Gene Moody, was responding to a reported accident when his cruiser hit the truck driven by Joseph Kemp of St. Louis. Officials say the rocks were loosened by construction blasting nearby for an interchange that's being built.
There's a storm going on at Cole Chevrolet in Bluefield. We just received a special shipment of pre-owned vehicles, like 92 Chevy Corsicas with auto, air, AM/FM stereo, and driver's side airbag. Just $199 down, $199 a month. 1992 Luminas with V6, auto, air, cassette, and more. Just $229 down and $229 a month. These vehicles all come with the remaining factory warranty, and with prices like these, they won't last long. The storm is here at Cole Chevrolet Geo Cadillac in Bluefield.
When you're looking for the finest pharmacy, there's one that's just like home away from home. New Graham Pharmacy with the best in Father's Day gifts. Hunting and fishing and pocket knives. Names like Case and Buck. Decoys in all shapes and sizes. They've got a great selection of colognes and aftershaves, too. New Graham Pharmacy on the corner in downtown Bluefield, Virginia.
You gotta be kidding. What's in is out, what's out is in. So many trends make my poor head spin. Don't sell me taste, I know I taste good. While the best thing's always so misunderstood. Just give me what the doctor ordered. Just what the doctor ordered. Just give me a Dr. Pepper. We want it. Whoa, just what the doctor ordered. The taste is made to order. We love it. Whoa, just what the doctor
Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to drive Chevys.
Drive #1 instead. Ford, #1 with 5 of the top 10 sellers in America. #1 on the track, and #1 with a best-selling vehicle in America, Ford F-150. America's best-selling full-size pickup for 15 years. Now save $2,500 on an F-150 with air, AM/FM stereo, and more. Or lease one for only $258 a month. It's time to save on #1 at your best quality Ford dealer.
Mamas, don't let your babies.
Russian President Boris Yeltsin took Capitol Hill by storm today, becoming the first Russian or Soviet ever to speak in the House chamber to members of Congress. He also signed an agreement with President Bush to eliminate 2/3 of U.S. and Russian long-range nuclear weapons. More now from Sandy Gilmore.
The Russian president got one standing ovation after another, including shouts of "Boris, Boris," as he vowed to carry out economic and democratic reforms, asking for business investment, promising that communism is dead.
I am here to assure you, we shall not let it rise again in our land.
Yeltsin announced Russia would no longer aim heavy SS-18 nuclear missiles at targets in America. And he promised quick action on any POWs from Vietnam or other wars.
I assure you that even if one American has been detained in my country and can still be found, I will find him. I will get him back to his family.
Yeltsin gently chided some in Congress for wanting to delay billions in American aid until the prisoner issue is resolved. His lobbying paid off with at least one key senator.
And I will not oppose the aid package on the grounds of the POW issue.
Yeltsin ended his unprecedented speech with a line from the Russian-American Irving Berlin.
God bless America, to which I add, and Russia.
The two presidents took a boat trip near Annapolis, Maryland, then wrapped up the day signing a series of agreements, including the big one, cutting nuclear warheads by 2/3 to about 3,000 for each side. If the summit has been a success for President Bush, it's been a clear triumph for Boris Yeltsin. Both men will try to translate it into needed support at home. Sandy Gilmore, NBC News, the White House.
3 years of captivity and 8 years of hostage-taking came to an end today as the last two Western hostages arrived home. Heinrich Strubig and Thomas Kempter arrived at an air base in Cologne, Germany. They were taken immediately to a military hospital for medical testing. The two German relief workers were captured in May of 1989 in South Lebanon. Their captors were from the pro-Iranian Hezbollah party. They had hoped to use the kidnapping as a way to get the two Lebanese brothers released, who were being held in Germany on counts of terrorism.
If you're looking for another dip in interest rates, you may be out of luck for now. The Federal Reserve says the economy is continuing down the road to recovery, and some analysts say that means the Fed won't be in any hurry to spur growth by lowering interest rates.
The cleanup of the savings and loan situation is in sight. Thrift regulator Timothy Ryan says he sees a light at the end of the bank vault. Ryan spoke to the Senate Banking Committee today as his Office of Thrift Supervision announced a 6th straight quarter of S&L profits. That's more than $1.5 billion, the highest in 6 years. But the Congressional Budget Office predicts up to 650 more failures, saying a full recovery isn't expected until the real estate market improves.
Storms have been sweeping across the Midwest. Dark clouds and high winds swept through downtown Chicago today. City officials report minor damage from the storms. Power outages were reported in some areas.
National Guardsmen are on duty in several tornado-ravaged towns in Minnesota tonight. In the small town of Chandler, an apartment building and nearly 30 homes were destroyed or damaged. Farm chemical storage tanks were also destroyed, spilling pesticides and fertilizers. Officials are worried that the chemicals might contaminate Chandler's water supply. 25 people were hurt in Chandler, including 11 who were hospitalized. National Guardsmen sent to the small community of 300 people are helping with the cleanup and distributing water.
Well, Stan's up next with our forecast.
And later on, throughout the textbooks, teachers are taking a new look at learning without a book.
Dodge Spirit, preferred overall to the Honda Accord in a recent survey comparing things like comfort, convenience, and performance. And now, 1,000 cash back or 0% APR makes Spirit an even more obvious choice over the Honda Accord during the Dodge Dare to Compare Challenge. See your Dodge dealer today and compare.
A lot of people that come in here ask for American products. There was a couple ladies that were looking for a sweater that was made in America. They didn't want to buy one made somewhere else. So that's why we have like the signs that say Made in USA up. More American products that are sold, the more people have jobs. Americans have a lot of pride in the things that they make, and so you're getting a piece of that American pride in an American product. And I'm pretty proud.
It's the Soundpost 17th Annual Pre-Inventory Sale through Saturday, June 27th. 20 to 50% off store-wide on select TVs, VCRs, camcorders, audio components and systems, car and portable audio. Plus, through June 20th, it's Mitsubishi 7 months same as cash, and through June 27th, it's Canon 8 months same as cash. Don't miss 20 to 50% off through June 27th while quantities last at the Soundpost, Princeton Shopping Center, Stafford Drive, Princeton.
Ramey and Tazewell is taking the area by storm. We're making deals other dealers can't afford to make. Listen up. Right now, we've marked down $5 million worth of inventory to wholesale prices. Wholesale prices to the general public, and the tax gets the axe. No dealers, please. Every Chevrolet is included. Metros, Storms, Cavaliers, Camaros, Luminous, trucks, Blazers, vans, all cut to wholesale prices. And the tax gets the axe. Ramey has set aside special funds to pay your sales tax, but hurry, it's almost gone. Now for a limited time at Ramey Chevrolet in Tazewell.
Well, we've had relatives in town since Saturday, and they keep asking me, is it ever sunny in West Virginia? And the answer is no.
It was partly sunny today. It burned
wasn't
right
bad
through
today.
the clouds today. It wasn't too bad.
But I keep telling them how beautiful it is here, and I think they believe me, but it just has never been very
that's
sunny.
where you've been the last 2
days.
Well, they can see those beautiful green hills. My goodness, that
Yeah,
was
but it's been hazy and kind of overcast all the time.
I know. And tomorrow it's going to be wet tomorrow.
I believe it.
For a few hours, but it might not be so bad early and later. No, it's going to be late too. So let me tell you about it in just a few seconds. Here's the almanac. Let me show you what happened at the Mercer County Airport today. Serving Princeton and Bluefield. Went up to 74 degrees, coming up from a 61-degree temperature this morning. 86 and 47 are the records over on the right side there, and they're fairly old. Sunrise tomorrow and sunset are the same as they have been. 6:04 in the morning, 8:48 p.m. Yeah, did you call this Bradenton? Is that the name of this town here? Bradenton, Florida. It's on the Gulf there. You can see the Gulf out through there. Isn't that a nice picture? Well, we've got some trees like that around here. All right, here we go with our temperature. 64 degrees, and the humidity is up there, still up there a little bit, 75%. The pressure is up to 30-24 and rising further. South winds 8 miles an hour. No rain the last 24 hours. Well, since midnight last night at least. Okay, here we go with our temperatures right now. 75 is the warmest in Charleston. They really got warmed up today. Got a lot more sunshine than anybody else got. 68 degrees in Oak Hill and in Princeton, and in western Tazewell County and in Welch. Okay, 66 in Beckley, 61 is the coolest. That is in Bland County, Virginia. 67 in the Paris-Pembroke Narrows area, 65 in Union, 64 not only in Raynell, the western edge of Greenbrier, but the eastern edge of Greenbrier County. Okay, here's the latest satellite picture. High pressure is still sitting at sea out there, pulling up this warm, moist air up into this pocket here, and a cold front is marching across here, cutting down across, looks like Illinois, and moving on southwest down to Texas. And ahead of that, not right on it, but ahead of that, are the clouds, the really thick ones. The whiter they are, or the thicker they are. And boy, the action is there, folks. Now, you heard Loretta telling you about all the storms, the tornadoes and all that sort of thing. Another big one dropped down here just south of Madison, Wisconsin today, and it just tore up trees by the roots and flipped cars over and hurt 20 people there. And it's already, here's where the storm is now, cutting across, looks like Toledo, you know, right on down southwest, down into southern, Illinois. Now that, with the red color there in the radar, that means some really heavy action. That whole system is coming across us, nothing across us right now. So the two Virginias are cleared up. Tomorrow, that storm, by evening, of course, the storms ahead of this cold front will be running across us during the day tomorrow. Whether we'll have a little bit dry in the morning or not, I can't promise you. It just depends on the speed of this thing if it doesn't change. But there it is for tomorrow evening. It's running right across us there. And warm air still coming up into the path of this cold front. And then the next day, Friday, the tail end of this cold front, as it goes by there, if you back it up a few hours, this is an evening picture, why, maybe a little bit in the back of that, it could, well, we could have a chance of some showers and thunderstorms in the back of this cold front, but we won't bank on it. We're not expecting anything from the cold front that you see up there across the Great Lakes and moving all the way out to Nevada. Okay, tonight, just partly cloudy skies. That's all. It looks pretty good out there right now. You can see the stars out there, just little old token clouds. Low expected for most of us, around 62 degrees. South winds, a little breezy sometimes there. And tomorrow, again, it's going to have some breezes. Southwest winds this time, warm ones too. 10 to 20 miles an hour, but look what we're looking for tomorrow. Showers and thunderstorms likely, with a high somewhere around 82 degrees for a lot of us. And tomorrow night, partly cloudy and still 50% chance of some shower and thunderstorms with a low expected around 62 again. All right, let's step out of the way here and show you the extended outlook. Move over from Thursday over to Friday, mostly cloudy with continued showers or continuing showers and thunderstorm activity possible with an 80 for the high. Then Saturday and Sunday, cooler but dry, variable cloudiness, dropping down to about 75 degrees, which is closer to normal. And the Beckley Air Show this weekend looks okay by Mother Nature, but tomorrow really does look pretty wet for a few hours. We hope it's all right for Woody and his teams that they're playing, scrimmaging or something.
Season starts.
Season starts, so that's what we're hoping it's all right for them before the storm gets here.
And you've got a little bit of a cold, but it's not from the weather. Tell them the truth.
My cold is, I've been without an air conditioner for a long time, and I turned it on today in my car, and I think I got a little too cold.
You might want to adjust the temperature on that a little bit.
I'll turn that thing down. I've been bragging about how cold it is.
Yeah, it's cold. Thanks, Dan.
Well, coming up next in sports, Charles Barkley looks to shine in the Valley of the Sun.
And the Bluefield Orioles say, bring on the Cubs, ready or not. Right, Woody?
That's exactly what they say. Ready or not, they will get underway this Friday. We'll have a preview next. But first, we want to take you to the world of Major League ballparks. We'll be back.
This is the 190 horsepower Jeep Cherokee Laredo. Nice, but suppose you want to make it nicer. Suppose you want to add air, power windows and locks, stereo cassette, and cruise control. And suppose on top of that, you want big savings. And suppose we gave it to you. Yes, for a limited time, you get all this and save all this at your Jeep and Eagle dealer. But hurry, you don't suppose a deal like this will last for long, do you?
Get the advantage at your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
There's a growing respect for life in this country. You can feel it in the renewal of the family, in the return of basic values. And with this new respect, many people, when faced with an unexpected pregnancy, are deciding to make an extra place at life's table. Because many people are coming to realize that everyone deserves a chance to be born. Life, what a beautiful choice.
Could a father have forced his daughter to commit murder?
I shot my stepmother!
Based on a true story, Love, Lies, and Murder on NBC Sunday.
Why are more people watching The New Tonight Show with Jay Leno than all other late-night talk shows combined? The New York Post says it's Jay himself. The Boston Herald also gives credit to Branford Marsalis and the hot new band. Or maybe it's great guests like Phil Donahue, Robert Altman, Wesley Snipes, Richard Marx, and many more. This week on The Hot New Tonight Show on NBC.
Ramey and Tazewell is taking the area by storm. We're making deals other dealers can't afford to make. Listen up. Right now, we've marked down $5 million worth of inventory to wholesale prices. Wholesale prices to the general public, and the tax gets the axe. No dealers, please. Every Chevrolet is included. Metros, Storms, Cavaliers, Camaros, Luminous, trucks, Blazers, vans, all cut to wholesale prices. And the tax gets the axe. Ramey has set aside special funds to pay your sales tax, but hurry, it's almost gone. Now for a limited time at Ramey Chevrolet in Tazewell.
Well, I guess it's really a big day for NBA fans, or at least for those who follow Charles Barkley.
That's right. As Loretta just said, we're barking up another tree, or at least Charles Barkley is, right?
Stole my line, Woody. As usual, you stole my line.
I tell you what, it's easy to do. Big thing. Thank you very much, folks. Charles Barkley was never considered one with any brotherly love toward his opponent. And today he was traded from the city of brotherly love to the Valley of the Sun. The 76ers traded the six-time NBA All-Star. Let's go to the videotape for three players: Jeff Hornacek, Tim Perry, and center Andrew Lang. The deal ends Barkley's colorful tenure in Philadelphia, where he was known to criticize teammates and management. Imagine that. Earlier today, a jury in Milwaukee acquitted Barkley on charges he punched a man outside a downtown pub late last year. So it was a good day for Charles Barkley. While several area players dotted the West Virginia Single-A All-State baseball team, the pickings for the Double-A team, except for the Pineville Minutemen, who have two players on the first team. Ricky Hatfield passed up a baseball scholarship to West Virginia University in favor of a pro career with the expansion Colorado Rockies after posting a 9-1 record with 134 strikeouts and 4 shutouts. He also had a .395 batting average. While Hatfield is repeat selection teammate Coy Hall is a first-time All-State selection, and he will come in as the catcher. Taking a look at the rest as we check it out for you. On the first team, moving on to the second team, I guess that's all he's going to... There you go. Now we're talking. Tim Justice of Independence made the second team along with Steve England, a utility player for Baileysville. Others on the All-State team, it was Tab Gerald, a utility man from Shady Spring, making the special mention. Honorable mention goes to Mike Elkins of Valley Fayette. And we have a couple of more, I do believe. That's it? All right, folks, that's it. Like most teams, the Bluefield Baby Birds may not be ready for Friday night's season opener in Huntington, but they will show up, and they are ready to play, and they are tired of just practicing. Mark Brown was at Bowen Field today, and he has the season opening update on the 1992 edition of the Bluefield Orioles.
Just 2 days shy of their season opener, the Orioles put in a 5-hour workout at Bowen Field today, but that's become par for the course since the Baby Birds arrived in Bluefield a week ago.
Yeah, with the weather and as many things fundamentally wise as we need to cover, it's taken us, about 6 hours because rain's pushed us back some, and there's just a lot of stuff that we need to do. We got, 23 new guys that never played together, so we're trying to get everybody on the same page right now.
Anyone who's ever played sports can tell you that a 4 or 5 hour workout gets old in a hurry, but with only a little over a week to prepare for the first game, it's essential to the Orioles' progress that they work out that long. But that doesn't mean they're not itching to play some competition.
Peak of the season around the corner there. They're tired of practicing. They want to start playing. You can really tell that today. Of course, we practiced last night. Coming back this morning might have had a little effect on them. They were a little tired today, so I think they're about ready to start playing.
O'Berry has an idea who his starting pitcher will be in the opener, but until his staff knows, we won't know. Otherwise, he's optimistic about his club and says the only thing the Orioles need is some field time against some competition.
Fundamentally wise, I think we're all right, but if we could, play 2 or 3 weeks of exhibition games, it would be a lot better. But
the Orioles open at Huntington on Friday night. Their home opener is scheduled for the 25th against the Kingsport Mets. In Bluefield, Mark Brown, News Center 6 Sports.
And if you'd like a shot at being a professional baseball player, the Cincinnati Reds will be holding tryouts at Honeycutt Field in Princeton Tuesday, June 20th, 30th, that is. Registration at 9 a.m. All ages are welcome, including Tom Moses. You can go too. The parent club of the Baby Birds, the Baltimore Orioles, lost for the second time to Cleveland Indians earlier this afternoon in Cleveland. The Orioles had a 2-0 lead until the 6th. Cleveland's Thomas Howard doubles into the gap in right center field. Kenny Lofton scores, cutting the Orioles' lead to 2-1. Still in the 6th, the Indians tied up. Carlos Barrega hits a shot down in the right field corner. The ball bounces around from there. Howard scores. The game's tied at 2-2, and the Indians go on to defeat Baltimore today by the score of 3-2. So there you have it, folks. All of it in a nutshell and maybe a thimbleful.
Did you say Tom Moses?
Yeah, Tom Moses. He's a fellow that works here. He says he's the best baseball player that's ever been unsigned by a professional baseball organization.
Aren't they all?
Tom is our cameraman, right back there somewhere.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
The First National Bank of Bluefield invites you to join the club. Designed for our valued customers, the Lifestyle 55 Club account provides a level of personalized service not found in other checking accounts. Members enjoy unlimited checking with interest, free personalized checks, accidental death insurance, trust and estate planning, an annual schedule of social events, day trips and vacations, and much more. Stop by and let us explain the benefits of membership. Lifestyle 55 Club, only at the First National Bank of Bluefield.
You told us it helps, so we're keeping at it. We're rolling up our sleeves and rolling back prices on hundreds more items at Walmart. Roll back America. This Sony portable stereo was $136, now $129. This weed eater was $76.88, now just $69.96. Roll back America. We're really rolling now at Walmart. Roll back America. Always the low price, always.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to drive Chevys.
Drive number 1 instead. Ford, number 1 with 5 of the top 10 sellers in America. Number 1 on the track, and number 1 with the best-selling vehicle in America, Ford F-150. America's best-selling full-size pickup for 15 years. Now save $2,500 on an F-150 with air, AM/FM stereo, and more. Or lease one for only $258 a month. It's time to save on number 1 at your best quality Ford dealer.
Mamas, don't let your babies...
Because it's your time, your money, your future. You need a guide to today's complex business world. Fast, early, before you start your business day.
Good morning and welcome to this morning's business.
From the boardrooms to the assembly lines, who's leading the pack and who's bottoming out?
Now for a final look at today's top stories on the economic front.
Wherever the changes are taking place, your business future begins with this morning's business.
This morning's business, weekday mornings at 5:30.
Explore, expand, and discover.
That's what a group of teachers in Monroe County are hoping to pass along to their students this fall.
The elementary school teachers are taking part in a workshop which promotes learning without a textbook. Instructors say, for example, by using building blocks to add numbers, learning becomes something students can touch and feel.
Typically, the traditional approach to mathematics is to stick a workbook in front of a child and have them take a pencil and fill in numbers. And here they're working with real materials and learning the meaning of those mathematical concepts. And then they have a real basis or foundation to connect to the mathematical symbols.
The instructors teaching the class are from all parts of the country and will be here until Friday.
We'll see you tomorrow, folks.
From the NBC studios in Burbank, California, The Tonight Show with Jay Leno.